So hey guys, what's up, it's your favorite cousin and I'm back with another video. So in today's video I want to talk about how you are how you can become a product of your environment, meaning if you grew up in a toxic environment, your family, maybe your parents or whoever raised you or whatever the case may have been, you can get comfortable in that space and you can stay there because it's, even though it's toxic, you know the ins and out of it. You know how to get over on people, you know how to do this to manipulate people, do that, or whatever the case may be. Or okay, you can say, I am no longer going to live in this stuff, around this environment, around these people. I don't care if they family or not. I am going to go out there, I'm going to find my way, I'm going to build a better foundation for possibly your children or your children or whatever the case may be. You just like, I'm not dealing with this anymore, I'm moving around. I don't have to take that. I know that there's more out there for me. I know that God has more for me. But you grew up with those circumstances, and unfortunately we can't decide who and what we were born into, but we can, however, get out of it, because at some point we will have control over our lives. When we're children, we have to do what we're told, we have to do, you know what I mean? But as you become an adult, you can't continue to blame the issues that you have on your mother or your father, or you know what I mean? Not 30, 40, 50 years old now, 20 years old even. You have to understand that it stops here with me and I'm going to make a change. So, you know, you go throughout life, but you still have this in the back of your head, which means some of us had low self-esteem, including myself. We had low self-esteem because we weren't told that we weren't properly raised, meaning told that we were smart, told that we were important, told that we were this or we were that. Maybe our parents were too busy and they had so much going on that they couldn't, you know, focus on you. Maybe they had to focus on just putting food on the table or whatever the case may be. But you come into, you know, reality of who you are and where you come from, and you say, I'm going to change this. I'm not going to live like this. This is not going to be my life. And most definitely, this is not going to be my children's lives, you know? So you take initiative to do that. Now, there will be people close to you who will hate you for this. They will not like you, because who do you think that you are? You came from the same place that we came from. You grew up the same way we grew up. But who do you think you are that you can change, and you have the nerve to have self-esteem? You have the nerve to go out there and follow your dreams after, you know, where you came from and who you are. And that's where the conflict come in. But I want to tell you this, you cannot worry about those people. The best thing you can do for those type of people is save yourself, so that they can see the example that you are putting forth. Okay, you can't argue back and forth with them. You can't go back and forth with them. And sometimes you have to completely remove yourself away from these people, because if you do not remove yourself, you cannot grow, because they are so used to you being the little sister or the little brother or the little cousin or the little niece or little nephew. But now you grown now and you have things that you have to do, and you're moving differently. You said, I'm going to take this torch and it's going to be a problem. It stops now. It's not going to go with me. I'm not taking this with me. I'm going to end this through my bloodline right now. It's going to stop at me. And a lot of people will get mad because you have the nerve to do that. But again, I want you to focus on what God have for you and your plans, or whatever the case may be. You cannot argue with these people and go back and forth and try to explain to them that you don't feel like you're different, but you're just tired of living the way you lived. God has opened your eyes. God have, you know, did so many things in your life, but a lot of people don't understand this. But who cares about what someone understands? You have to get to the point where you say, I may be misunderstood. I may be talked about. I may be looked at as the eyeball. I don't care. Fine, look at me like that. But you see the bigger picture, and people will catch on later. They never understand when you're going through the process. They never understand understand the hard work or the prayers or the tears or the repenting or the things and the people you had to walk away. They don't understand how you battle your flesh on a daily basis. They don't understand how it could be easier for you to go out here in this world and live like everybody else and do what everybody else do, but in a better way. But no, you decided to live for God, for Christ. You know, a lot of us are given talents, a lot of us are given gifts, but we have free will, meaning you can use it to either harm this world or you can use it to be different and go Christ-like. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't go Christ-like because you're going to be, like we talked about in the last few videos, you're going to be persecuted. Are you going to be stoned in the middle of the synagogue or whatever? You know what I mean? No, I don't believe that it's like that anymore. However, it's going to be spiritually. People are not going to like you for no reason. You're not going to understand why you can't keep relationships, why you can't keep friendships, why there's always a problem with you even when you quiet and you're to yourself. Somebody going to always have something to say or find something that they don't like about you. You're too quiet. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be something, but you have to get in your mind, I don't care what it is, and I don't care who it is, and I don't care how they feel. You're not living for them. You're living for Christ. You are here to put on this earth at this time, in this moment, to do what it is that God is calling you to do. And if you don't do it, guess what's going to happen? It's going to be generations and generations behind you that have to deal with the same thing. Think about it. If people didn't go before us in history and did things that they did, meaning putting their lives on the line, meaning sacrificing their family, themselves, meaning going off to wars, meaning standing. If you think about history, everything, someone had to bite the bullet first. Because if they did not do it, you and I wouldn't be doing what we're doing here. Someone did this, what I'm doing right now. Millions and millions of people have done it before me. But if they had not listened to Christ and if they had not followed their goals and their dreams that they felt as though God was giving them, then it wouldn't be no me. It wouldn't be no you, whatever it is that you do. Someone came before you and did it. And while they were doing it, it was sacrifices that they made. It was hardship. Some people have lost their lives. In fact, history, lives have been lost for us to just breathe, for us to drive a car, for us to do the simplest things that we don't think about. Someone has lost their life for it. But if they had given up, if they had stopped in fear of what is going to happen to them, then what would have happened? We would have been back doing, nothing would have changed. So sometimes you have to be the first person. Sometimes you have to sacrifice. Sometimes you have to be looked at as different, weird, or whatever these people feel about you. Who cares? Because one day they feel one way about you, then the next it's another. That is not your problem. How people feel about you, that has nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing to do with you. It's their feelings. But you have to understand that there's a bigger and greater picture that is beyond you. So you think about those things. So what if they don't understand? So what if they talk about you? They're going to be back doing what they've been doing in the same old town they've been doing it, with the same old people how they've been doing it. They're going to do it how their mothers did it, how their mother's mother did it. It's just going to keep going. But you said no. It stops with me. That takes courage. That takes protection by God. That takes so many things that people don't even talk about. It takes a lot. And although it's draining, and although you're misunderstood, sometimes you have to be in that space in order to get things done. Sometimes you have to say, in order for me to help someone else, I have to help me first. You can't keep allowing people to step on your back in order to get ahead, and you're not getting nothing done from yourself. And a lot of people will take and take and take until they can't take from you anymore. And they will throw you away because guess what? You're not praising them anymore. You're not there at a phone call when they need you anymore. You're not supportive as you used to be anymore. And they see that. And so now they have a problem with it. But again, like we said earlier, it's not our problem how they feel about us. You are a good person. You have a good spirit. You have a good soul. That means you're going to attract people that are for you, but mostly you're going to attract people that are against you. I want you to build the mental capacity to say, I don't care if I have to cry alone. I don't care if I have to get on my knees and pray every night. I don't care if I'm feeling like no one hears my voice or no one is supportive of my goals, of my dreams. I'm going to do it anyway. And that is why we live the life that we live today, because somebody did it anyway. Regardless of whatever sacrifice they had to make, they did it anyway. Are you willing to make the sacrifice? You sacrifice for everybody else. You was clapping for everybody else. You cheering everybody else on. But when you make accomplishments, or when something good happened in your life, you look around. Where's the people at that you were there for? Where's the people that claim to be your friend, claim to love you? Where are they? Where's the people that you would have given the shirt off your back? Where are they? They're nowhere to be found. That's why you have to work on yourself. Pray that God bring good people in your life that is supportive of you, and that you can still be yourself with and be supportive of them as well and love on them as well. But in 2025, that one-sided, that one, you know what I mean, always being there for other people when you can't get 5 minutes of their time, that's over. Put it in your head now. Let the countdown begin now. There will be no more taking advantage of you. There'll be no more people just, dwelling in your space and not giving anything. And not to say that somebody has to do something for you in order to be around you. No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is this. Stop giving to people that have never, ever, you can never call on. You're going to get drained. You're going to be exhausted. And they're going to be full of energy because guess what? You have fed them spiritually. You have encouraged them. You have cheered them on. But what have they done for you? God has always been there for you. He will always be there for you. He's unlike these people. So make sure that you build that relationship with him. Make sure you pour into your cup and don't drain yourself. But the countdown begins. So you might as well say your goodbyes mentally, have that conversation, whatever the case you may be. If you need to cry, go ahead and cry. But in 2025, you're not going to be taken advantage of anymore. It's over. It's done.